The 22nd of October. It's an important but little discussed day in Indian history. It was on this day in 1947 when the first attack on independent India took place, 22nd October. An attack on Kashmir by Pashtun tribesmen mobilized by Pakistan. The attack came to be known as the tribal invasion of Kashmir. It set the precedent for Pakistan's use of non-state actors to foment unrest and strife in the valley. It resulted in the first India-Pakistan War of 1947 and 48, a war which displaced thousands of Kashmiris. More than 73 years have passed, but the wounds of the displaced communities are still fresh. Hoardings have been installed at several locations in Srinagar, calling 22nd October Black Day. Several Kashmiris took to the streets to remind the world of Pakistan's brutalities, which continue to this day. And not just Kashmir, there were protests in several countries and cities, The Hague, Nepal, Japan, Seoul, London, Brussels, Geneva, San Francisco, and there was a car rally in Washington, D.C. So what exactly happened on the 22nd of October? What were the events that unfolded before the invasion took place? WION recently travelled to Uri in northwest Kashmir. Here's a ground report.
This is one of the prettiest regions I've been to anywhere in India, and it's ironic that this place has been a theater of war for one of the longest conflicts in the world.
On June 3, 1947, the Mountbatten Plan that proposed the end of British suzerainty over India and the partition of the country into India and Pakistan by August 15, 1947, was approved. The 500 or so recognized princely states in undivided India were given the choice to accede with either India or Pakistan under certain geographical constraints. Kashmir was the only state that shared borders with both countries. Hari Singh, the Dogra king ruler of Jammu and Kashmir, tarried for time and sought what was called standstill agreements with India and Pakistan to ensure continuance of essential goods and services. India did not sign the agreement, but abided by the terms. Pakistan signed the agreement, but violated it by imposing a trade and communications blockade on Kashmir to coerce the state into accession. When that didn't work, an army of Pashtun tribesmen was assembled and sent to infiltrate into Kashmir.
Today is the anniversary of the tribal invasion of Kashmir that took place in 1947. Now, I'm standing close to the line of control that lies about 5 kilometers west of the town of Uri in northwest Kashmir. In October 1947, about 5,000 tribesmen, aided by the Pakistan army, raided the town of Muzaffarabad in Kashmir. They then proceeded on this very road towards Uri on a convoy of trucks and lorries. It was this operation that eventually led to the First India-Pakistan War.
The story of the tribal invasion is replete with accounts of loot, plunder and destruction wreaked on towns along this road towards Srinagar. Baramulla, in particular, the oldest city in the valley, bore the brunt of the invaders for 13 long days. After Hari Singh signed the letter of accession, Indian troops were airlifted into Srinagar and inflicted a crushing blow to the tribal militia at Shalatang, just on the outskirts of Srinagar.
The tribesmen made their way through Uri and through Baramulla and were finally repelled by the Indian army right outside of Srinagar. They then retreated past Uri and onto this very road right here to this mountain. Then an impasse was reached, and eventually a UN-sanctioned ceasefire came into effect. So I'm standing in Kashmir, the line of control is right here, and on the other side is Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. But that is the genesis of the Kashmir conflict. I'm Johan Castell, reporting from Arosa village, near the line of control in Kashmir.
Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. World is One.